Hi, everyone. I'm Sherry Lewin, and welcome back to my series called Book Notes. Today, we are on episode 2, and we are going to be talking about a book that's probably not on your bookshelf. Maybe it is, but I came across it last year, and it is called Intuition at Work. Trust Your Gut to Get Ahead in Business and in Life. It's by Melanie Barnum. Anyway, I came across this book at the point where I was putting together my coaching module on decision making, confident decision making for my one-on-one clients that I'm coaching. I have depended on my intuition for a number of years. I'd like to say I always do, but I don't. Sometimes I go against it and regret it. But it's been one of those abilities that I have had since I was very young. And we can talk a little bit more about each of the different abilities that you can develop. But when I came to coaching, I wanted to be able to communicate what I have developed, but I didn't have a framework for explaining it. So what is intuition? Well, there are many, many definitions of intuition it comes to find out as I researched. So let's start with the Oxford Dictionary. It defines intuition as a noun, and it says it is the ability to understand something immediately without the need for conscious reasoning. The ability to understand something immediately without the need for conscious reasoning. Melanie Barnum, the author of this book, Intuition at Work, that we're discussing today, her definition is intuition is instinctive. It is an intrinsic capacity to know things through our extrasensory perception without any concrete or conscious reason. Intuition flows through us and is already a part of our lives. And I think that's a great way to start because intuition is an innate ability that every human has. And it either gets strengthened or squashed throughout your life. And so one of the things that I'm hoping to do with the professionals that I work with is to help them understand the role that intuition can play in very complex decision making when it doesn't necessarily follow logical reasoning and when decisions have to be made very quickly. So what she does in this book, Ms. Barnum, is breaks down and gives a real nice primer on what are some of the very common intuitive abilities that you have and can develop. And to most people, they are known as the clairs, Clairs. And the clairs, clair means clear in French. We're going to talk about clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. And I'll read you out of the book how Melanie Barnum describes the following. Clairvoyance is clear psychic sight, being able to see things in your mind that aren't there in your physical reality. Clairaudience is psychic hearing, or the gift of hearing sounds or voices or words that are not audible to the naked ear. Clairsentience is being able to feel things about others physically, psychically, and your gut instinct. And psychic knowing is called claircognizance, is when you know things that have no reasonable basis for knowing. So let's talk a little bit about each one of those. The clairvoyance is a very common intuitive gift that visionary leaders have, and it's being able to see an outcome before it happens, to be able to hold the end result very, very clearly in your mind. Someone who has clairvoyance can also see consequences of actions, almost like they can see down the chain of the chain reaction of a particular action. So they have this visionary ability, seeing in their mind's eye, not necessarily having to see outside of them. I have that. Clairaudience is when you might, this happens quite often to people. They don't really think of it as being an intuitive ability, but you might all of a sudden get a phrase in your mind over and over, or the name of something, and you don't even really know what it is, but you go and look it up, and it's something that you needed to find out about. You also what happens to me sometimes is I will wake up in the middle of the night and I'll just hear this short phrase over and over and over again in my head, and it's usually an answer to a question that I've had swimming around up there for a while. So that would be an example of clairaudience. Then you have clairsentience, and this can be, that nauseous feeling in your stomach. It can be the tightness in your chest that signals, sometimes negative. Sometimes when you hear something you really like, you'll get goosebumps, you get chills. So that would be what would be called clairsentient. And then the last one we're going to talk about today is claircognizant. And it's sometimes you just know the answer without having to ever go through any steps to figure it out. You don't know how you know, you just know. It comes to you. And that is claircognizant. So those are a few starters. The other nice thing about Melanie Barnum's book is that she goes through different ways that you can utilize your intuition as a leader in leading your team and your home. And, a lot of great tips. I really, really like it. I really enjoyed it. It's a very good, grounded applications for business psychic development book. So I hope that's helpful, and please leave some comments, ask me questions, let me know if there's books that you love on this topic that we can share with each other. Thanks for visiting for Book Notes episode 2. Have a great day, everybody.